Constitutional rights within disaster policies. It is important for the federal and state governments to be conscious of how constitutional rights affect disaster policies as to ensure that fundamental rights of private citizens are respected throughout the disaster preparation and recovery processes. The First Amendment discusses freedom of religion, press, and expression. Government, therefore, must respect religious gatherings that may ensue after a devastating event but may not promote religion in their disaster policy. Government also may not restrict the press and may not infringe on the right of individuals to express themselves. While the First Amendment is supposed to create transparency within the government, it also contributes to the milling and keynoting processes. The Second Amendment disallows the federal government, and now even states, from barring the possession of firearms. Disaster policy creators must take this into account because it means that a portion of the population will possess firearms and may feel the need to use them if individuals feel they are not being protected by the government. Skipping ahead to the criminal and trial amendments, the Fifth Amendment allows government to take, or rather use, private property for public use so long as there is just compensation for the taking. Government can therefore use stadiums and means of transportation in disaster evacuations and responses. The Fifth Amendment enabled Katrina response efforts to use the Superdome in Louisiana to house thousands of displaced citizens. The Sixth Amendment secures the right to a speedy trial for private citizens. Disaster policymakers must establish ways to keep the police force operating effectively, the jails up and running, and the courts systems equipped to take cases. Disasters often create an environment in which crime is prevalent. Being able to give citizens speedy trials is important because cases can be disposed of if a person waits too long for trial. Recognizing that speedy trial is important allows law enforcement to hold people accountable for their actions in a time of disaster. Lastly, and most importantly, the 14th Amendment states that a state may not deny any person equal protection of the law. Contrary to what happened in New Orleans, this means that equal aid must be provided to all citizens. The 14th Amendment requires disaster policymakers to create an emergency response plan that responds equally to the needs of all affected people. This is especially important because it guarantees that some groups of people are not forgotten about or left behind in the aftermath of a disaster. These few constitutional guarantees represent only a small portion of what disaster policymakers must consider when creating an emergency response plan. Some of the provisions, such as speedy trial, provide obstacles for planners, while others, such as the Equal Protection Clause, simply guide policymakers in the right direction. In the end, some rights conflict with others, and these constitutional guarantees are not always honored. Nonetheless, these fundamental rights must be respected even in the times of human trial and disaster.